people, people, everybody, people, people, everybody, people. Put your head on my shoulders, whisper in my ear. Oh, hello. Welcome to my broadcast. Everybody welcome. No. Spill it. Shit! Rookie mistake. I know I hold no rights to any of this music that is playing. Freaking YouTube. I expect like a daily email from them. You got a copyright term? Like, no? No, I don't. People, everybody, people, everybody, everybody, people, everybody, people. You haven't guessed, it's People by Gorillaz. I love how they came out with so many freaking new things. There's one line here. Just one. I don't know what his plan is, but I feel like it's mischievous. I am not PewDiePie. I am not. People, stop. First off, if I was PewDiePie, do you think PewDiePie would be living in his car? In a car? No. I'll take that as a compliment, I guess. Freaking I don't like Daft Punk. There's like, they make one or two good hits.
Degree advanced protection works up to 125 degrees, but be careful.
Is anybody there? I know that 5 people are watching. There might be a slight delay. Look at all the lonely people. What is with all the songs having people in it? Why? Are you noticing this trend? Bro, you're weird. I am so weird. Literally like Foster the People, Gorillaz, and now the Beatles. Well, what is Pandora trying to say here right now? I know I'm very weird. People like weird. Cause either they're smelly gym sock. Huh? I don't. Then why are you here? A lot of people like weird. That is why I have so many fans. I'm not talking about this app. I'm on Live Me Too. And I got YouTube, Instagram. My fans now? Yeah, why are you here now? All those lonely people. Hello. Welcome to my broadcast, guys. You people. I can sing, actually. Very good. And all of my fans that follow me would disagree with you. How are you? I'm great. Thanks for asking. How are you doing today? We got a negative Nancy in here.
When you're low on data.
Sleepy.
Yeah, break.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about late night broadcasts. A lot of people are sleeping when I'm awake.
With Pandora Premium, your music doesn't have to stop. Download stations and playlists.
Finally, fucking Logan Paul left.
Keep the music going, even if you don't have internet access. Tap to start your free trial. Yes, I said free of Pandora Premium.
Negative Nancy. It's not cool. I live in my car. Tis why. Currently, got 3 houses under construction right now. And it's okay. I'm just making my way through life as it is. So, it's just me. Live in my car. With Rick and Morty. It's really not a big issue. Not right now. Rarely. There are donation places around here that donate washcloths and cleaning supplies that you don't need water for. There's dry shampoo and whatnot. If I get really, really dirty, then I don't know, take a swim. It's in the middle of summer. Literally, it was 101 today, so like, swimming's not a big deal. There's lots of rivers around here. That's the cool part. Hey, thanks. Hello, what's up? People are now coming. Sweet. Thanks for becoming a fan, guys. Hello, Rising. How do you guys do? I hope your day, your night, whatever time zone you are in, I hope it's good. It's hard to be positive in this world. Awesome profile pic. Are you talking about the intro? I do live in my car, yes. It's not the life I wish I had, but it's my life. A lot of people screw over other people, and I've had a lot of shitty people fuck up my life. I lost a lot. The air conditioner works, right? Not without gas. That's why I got a fan over there. It doesn't get that hot in my car, and if it does, I'll just go for a walk outside my car. That way I don't get heat stroke. going on 3 years now. Yeah, 3 years. But you need to plug a switch for that. Yeah, just a AC to DC converter. I'm only 22 years old. I said 3 years. that would be really weird. How is it you've been living in a car before you were born? Yeah, 3 years. I've been living in my car.
Remember the conversation.
I think that we're going to do the same thing we've always done, and that is avoid pain and...
Okay. Yeah.
So I like Jeremy's idea where we just...
It's not an apartment. I used to have an apartment. I lost it. Be careful who you have for roommates. It's, even if you have your best friend move in, most likely it doesn't work out.
There's so much goddamn weight on my shoulders. All I'm trying to do is live my motherfucking...
Okay, so I'm not trying to be all up in your business, and I don't know you personally, but why can't you live with, like, a family member? Well, actually, I'm living on my aunt and uncle's property. I am not on their lease, and I am not their son, so I cannot be on the lease. So what we are doing is, well, it would help if I have some kind of job, but because I have some medical issues, I'm currently trying to get some disability, and so that would be my income. But before that, we're doing he's doing a $30,000 loan because we have 3 houses here on this property that we need to fix up. There's one where the floors are literally like falling through, and the roof, just a lot of water damage. And a lot of it was because of squatters damaging the property. And I lost my apartment because I got framed for stealing drugs, and because my girlfriend at the time was abusive, and lost my job because of some co-workers sabotaging my equipment. It literally is a long fucking story. It's stupid. Literally domino effect of series of unfortunate events. And I'm just trying to move past all that. I mean, there's a lot more dark history there. I just would like to not say over the internet. I really feel like you're gonna be rich in like 2 years. I really feel like that was a lot of doubt right there. Or maybe some hardcore sarcasm. I wish that I was at least... I don't wish I was rich. I wish I was well off. Rather than struggling for... I smoke weed for my medicine to relieve me from pain, from nausea, and... I'm schizophrenic. I believe, and so far it has worked, that smoking weed has actually helped me mentally, and has done some numerous fucking miracles that the pills don't. It's just... my doctor's an idiot. Actually, I'm being serious. I watched the first season, and I've watched 2 episodes of PF, and the second one. So don't tell me what happens. Oh, you're talking about a series of unfortunate events. The show. No. No, I'm talking about my life. Yeah, I wouldn't say this is my rock bottom. No. I've been in worse situations. You can go to the top, and I seriously see you going to the top. See, I'm good at a lot of things, I just don't know how to profit or make money off of my skills. Bruh, that's my show. Or do the movie. Do the movie. Oh my god. Olaf, I think is his name. No. Well, as it's already getting better if you have been in worse situations, I guess. Yeah, my uncle's an amputee. He's missing his left leg, and he has a lot of pain from his little stub. But, and my aunt has cancer. She is going up to Portland in 2 weeks because we don't have medical expertise, apparently, for, she has a growth growing on her bladder, and it's cancerous. And apparently, we have to go fucking 3 hours away to get these expertise. Kind of ridiculous. Literally, like, one of the doctors called her and was, like, begging her, like, do not go to this other hospital. They do not have the expertise. Like, okay. So, they only get so much money. But because I'm family and because they know what I went through for most of my life and the recent events happening, they are very nice and to helping me out, and I try to help them out with what I can. When I don't have weed or medicine and I'm feeling sick and not well, they let me to smoke some weed. We help each other. And that's what family does. And my mom and my stepdad, we don't get along too well. They have a different philosophy for life, and I don't really know how to explain my parents without them seeming like bad parents. And I don't want to make them sound like bad parents. You know, you just don't do that as a child. No, I don't have cancer. Just because people have cancer doesn't mean they'll always smoke weed. There's a lot of health benefits with marijuana, a lot of cannabinoids. A lot of your cannabinoids in weed is found in your brain. And there's a lot of cannabinoids, mainly THC and CBD, but there's a lot of other kinds of cannabinoids in marijuana. No, it's not battery powered. It just plugs right in. See? Plugs right in. So yeah, I just live in my car. Oh yeah, tidbit of information. I live in my car because I have nowhere else to live. And I owe a lot of money on my car. And since I lost my place in my job, I didn't really have anywhere else to go. I think it's illegal in UK. Probably is. It's still illegal in over half the United States, but I live in Oregon where recreational and medical is legal. It's still illegal on a federal level, which just means you can't be high on a job or on a high-paying job. That's it. Plugs in where? Right into my car. Into a DC AC converter. Well, one day, hopefully everybody will come to their senses. Soda is so much more harmful than weed. Weed does not cause anything. Soda causes not cancer. Causes diabetes. Amongst other things. Gingivitis. corrosion of your teeth. Don't worry. I've been able to get by enough. I have a few of my fans on another app that help me pay for my phone bill. They like talking to me. They like what I do. They like me being funny and singing. Some of them like it, some of them don't. Everybody has their own opinion. And I like playing video games. One day I would like to, I know it seems very basic, or, oh, another one. I want to be a YouTube entrepreneur. Not just that, because I feel like I would just get bored of doing just that. I'm good with electronics. I'm good with software. Photoshop, pictures, just in general. I can make pretty much anything on a computer. I used to have a computer. I got stupid and clumsy because I was going to go hang out with this girl, and I left my motherfucking laptop on top of my car, and I drove off. That laptop was so fucked. It still worked. The LCD screen was fine. The glass part, the touch screen, was cracked. You could not see past it. But the LCD screen was fine. I left my phone and my wallet on there. And some Mexican guy found it and was nice enough to give it all to me, and I was like, is it broken? He's like, yeah, it's very broken. Oh, that's why I'm getting it back. You didn't even think it was good enough to steal. You realize you giving yourself ways to make money, right? Huh? I try to get paid in entertainment, but it's not enough to live on. Can you do 3D printing? If I have a 3D printer, yes. It is pretty easy. There's actually multiple ways of making your own models, and there's several different types of 3D printing. Hydroponic printing is also a thing when you just want a pretty cool design. Nail polish works the easiest, but if you use a machine that's a hydroponic, lays out a piece of paper, dissolves right into the water, then you take whatever you want printed, dip it into it, there you go, you got that design right on your model. So like I could make some pretty cool looking shit. You should work in my school. I'm thinking about going to ITT Tech, because I have a, what is it called? Fuck. There's a thing where they like ask you to come to their school, and they'll pay you a certain amount of your tuition. I'm saying you're giving yourself ways to make money. Oh, you said you're good at electronics. You can make a job in that field. Okay, yeah. I'm a little bit dyslexic, FYI. The entertainment YouTube thing you could still do. It just might take a while before it really jumps off. Scholarships. That is the word. I have a scholarship to ITT Tech. I just haven't figured out if I want to go or not. I have a lot of certificates. My conundrum here is just because I know how to do it. Okay, I'm getting all this experience underneath my belt, all these trades, and I can do all of it, and I'm not seeing profit from it, and I'm not seeing what I'm expecting. It's just more slave work, or it's stuff at my expense. It's not doing me any good. Our school is really bad. We need more teachers. I think I would need to get my teaching's license for that. And it is a little hard to read because I am dyslexic. I'm also a mild schizophrenic. Do you know how to make a 3D printer works, right? How to make sure a 3D printer works? Make sure it's plugged in. I'm 22. I'm 22 freaking years old. Graduated at Job Corps when I was 17. Went to college in middle school. Went to, for some reason I can only remember the show, the radio show I went on. OSU. I went to OSU. God damn it. And I was on the radio. I took a class for the radio show. And KBVR. Got to talk on the radio. Got to choose some songs. It was a week, 2 weeks of talking on there and figuring out what they do. And yeah, I went to college in middle school. I also took Lego robotics, software design for, which is pretty cool because those classes weren't really supposed to put together, but I was like, Lego robotics, software design. I just made a giant robot that was a toy, that was artificial intelligence. It was pretty cool. You could tell it to come here and it would walk to you. I meant beard, I am... Wait, what? That's confusing me. I know, it's... a lot of people... Okay, I went to college in middle school, but then, after I took my 4 classes and I passed them all, I was like, I still want to go back to school. So I went back to school, I went to high school. After 3 years of that, I'm like, I don't think I want to do high school anymore, and I went to a vocational school. And I took the trade in Job Corps. I took arc welding. I also got VIP pack because I was part of the Wolf Pack, and I meant via that I'm trying to find out how to make sure the extender is not clogged. Okay, I know I'm dyslexic, but I'm pretty sure you're misspelling. How did you go to college in middle school? When did you graduate? I went to college in 2009 to 2010. I see. Wolfpack, that makes most sense. Okay, so what they did, they had color code cards there. So if you were misbehaving, you weren't on track of your trade, you weren't doing classes or doing what you were supposed to be doing, you would get docked points. You weren't doing your chores, you get docked points. Yeah, you would be like, oh, that's easy. Well, if it was so easy, then there would be more people in the Wolfpack color code, because the top of it was Wolfpack, then you got the gold, silver, and then you got white, blue, and then red. And a lot of people didn't go past gold because they didn't see any reason to. And if you got gold, you were able to go off of campus for a certain amount of time and get to go out of your classes early. Well, I was part of Wolfpack because I was a teacher's assistant. I was also a part of recreational aid, and I was bay support leader of the support bay. So I took care of all the people that were special needs or they weren't on track, like the worst of the worst in my lodge. And I had 7 guys, and I got every single one of them to graduate, and got later of the month. And in doing so, I got Wolfpack because I got so many people to graduate ahead of me, and because I was in charge of them. So, got my arc welding certificate, CPR, food handlers. I volunteered whatever I could, whenever I could. I made meals for everybody there for over 400 to 500 plus, because it varied every few weeks. People graduated every 2 weeks. People came in every 2 weeks. I was there for 8 months, and I graduated at the top of my class. And I graduated, well, I got my GED in Umpqua Community College because I figured, well, I went to college first, so like that should be good. And no, it's not an associate, nor is it a bachelor's degree because of the length of time and because I was so young. No, there's no bronze. There is no bronze. They didn't want bronze as a color code. I know that would seem so obvious to do that. College in middle school? Okay. So after all this, I'm gathering... Gathering is, look, to be honest, is not hard for you to get a job, in my opinion. No, it should be really easy. Getting a job is not hard at all. I've had many jobs. Many. In the fucking 5 years, I've had 3 jobs at the same time. I worked for college movers, I worked for college movers / local movers, because this was a 2-in-1 company. They just were labeled differently, different trucks, same people that worked for them. I worked as an Uber driver, still have the Uber sticker, and I worked at Columbia Distribution Center. Depends on what you want to do. Has nothing to do with that, okay? So, this is the real world. Yeah, you could do what you want to do, and there are ways to get paid for doing what you want to do. That's not always the case. There is billions of people here. If everybody got their dream job, do you think we would be in a dystopia kind of land? No. Life wouldn't even be living if it was all perfect and dandy. Everybody has their ups and downs. Seriously feel like all you have to do is walk in and say, I went to college in middle school, and you got the job. Yeah, I went to a job course, so I literally got trained to get a job and to help others get a job. I've been a telemarketer. I've worked at several grocery stores. I've worked at several gas stations, 76, Arco. I've worked at Winco Foods. I've worked at Walmart. A good majority, and yeah, Columbia Distribution, several moving places. I have a friend that is my age, and she has a bachelor's, and she can't find a job. Exactly. So, if I get more of these certificates, except I go into a college, yes, I get 2 years for free. But what about all these other things? Like, if it's a college that doesn't have a campus, or maybe a job that doesn't really give me a place to stay, it does not help me. I'll give you a job of your choice. I'm not one to ask for free money unless I absolutely need it, and I'm trying to watch what I say, because a lot of the times I choose the wrong vocabulary words, if that makes sense. A lot of people don't like me because I do smoke pot, but this is the only way I can at least function like a normal human, or at least have a good quality of life. I have a hiatal hernia, I have internal hemorrhoids and hemorrhaging, and I have a strain of the Crohn's disease, ileitis or something, which is just fucking, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a knife going through, like every time you eat a meal and you feel your bowel movements, it's painful for me. It's hypersensitive. Today it is better to make up your own job. I literally just sleep here. That's what I do. Literally every day. Well, I wake up about 11, because that's when my uncle wakes up, and I see if he needs any help with work around the house, because he's an amputee, so he can only walk so much. Right now he has blisters on his little nub of his knee, and we think it might be because he had MRSA, the flesh-eating virus, once before from his leg being amputated, and it was improperly amputated. It hurts to digest. And because I have a hiatal hernia, my lungs aren't fucked up from cigarettes. There's actually no damage of cigarettes or smoked tobacco at all. All the damage is from corrosion of my stomach acid. Because with a hiatal hernia, it comes above your diaphragm, and it causes a 8 or an hourglass to form with your stomach. So you don't eat as much. You don't feel hungry. You get nauseous, mainly because of not eating, but you eat and it's not filling, or it is filling, but it's not enough for your body to actually get nutrients from. So I smoke weed to get munchies. I get hungry when I smoke weed. I don't get hungry any other time. Other than that, I eat small amounts. I don't know. Weed is. Do I drink? I drink a beer every once in a while. I'm not a big drinker at all. Socially, if I'm at a party, yes. Liquor, however, really is not good for me. I get the headache, and of course the hangover, and then added on, I have the stomach issues, which is even worse because my body is trying to digest it, and you can't. My body can't. So, like, I get even sicker. But beer seems to be fine as long as it's not in large quantities. I have a G2, and if it comes out, it quick to hurt so bad. Oh, I'm not sure what a G-tube is. Is it that side thing? So you have a lot of, like, body problems. I have a lot of internal problems. And as far as I know, I'm only bipolar and schizophrenic. Which just means I hear shit and see shit that aren't really there. I go through episodes of, I guess, paranoia and anxiety and freakouts. I don't really know how to explain it. You don't seem bipolar. I'm also pretty high right now. I'm in check. It's really easy to keep my thoughts in line, or every once in a while I have a brain fart where it just like snips my mind thought. So I'd rather have that than being freaking out or having voices telling me a lot of shit that is just uneasy, and it is just so hard to tell what is real and what is not. Have you ever seen how you look on the inside? Yep. I had an endocolonoscopy. Oh, I think I'm missing a paper here. I am missing a paper. I had one that had all the files on it. Where did I put it? But yeah, I have a hiatal hernia, esophagitis, a gastroesophageal, I don't even fucking know how to say it, gastroesophageal reflux disease, whatever. Somewhere. It's just the main packet that explains what all these little packets are. and then what to expect after the surgery. Little bleeding and wearing off of the anesthetics that they had to give me. So, what was the photo? Of my insides? What they do is they take a little camera on a tube and they go down my throat, and because they can't exactly go through your entire body through the first half, they have to go through the other part. My entire GI tract. Ew. Yeah, so anybody that tells you what's on the inside is count. No. Have you seen the pictures? Pictures of my insides? No, it's not what's on the inside that counts. Wait, earlier you said you have mild schizophrenia, so what does that mean? Like you have less episodes? My freakouts are severe when I have certain triggers, usually under stress, or if I'm around large amounts of people. Or if I'm isolated for too long. Lots of things can trigger it, and it's not really known what triggers me, but it's pretty much stress. I used to have friends. I have a lot of fans. I do a lot of broadcasting. I do have a lot of supporters that understand my disabilities. And I have a lot of fans that do have disabilities too, and I appreciate every single one of them. I used to have friends. A lot of those friends, we ended up having falling outs because of either my episodes or because of other people putting me in situations I didn't like. And my friends thought they were in trouble, or not in trouble, they thought they were in danger because of it. You hate tight, small spaces? I'm not, what's the fucking called? Claustrophobic. I'm not claustrophobic. You would hate my car. It's compact. It's a 2014 Ford Fiesta. It's a little roomy, but it literally, the camera makes it look bigger than it is. I'm 115 pounds. Of course, it looks like I work out. I do not work out. Why? Because, like, I'm literally 115 pounds. I can put my hand's around my stomach. You guys can't even see it. Just because I can put my hand above my head and be like, oh, look, muscle. Does not mean I work out. Because I don't. It's just when your body doesn't have fat, your muscles aren't going to go away. A human does have muscles. You ever seen a cadaver? A dead body is called a cadaver. You study a cadaver, they still have a lot of their muscles. And they're well defined. Even without skin. No, have you? I have. This is why I'm explaining it. Oh my god, I can probably sit there for 30 seconds and I'll freak. Nah, this is my safe place. I feel safe in here. I feel comfortable. This is all familiar to me. I've been in this car for fucking almost 3 years. I've had a lot of memories in here. This is my comfortable space. Ew. Cadavers are filled with embalming fluid. Walk into a morgue, you'll recognize that smell. What do they look like? Not at first. Most cadavers that have been donated to colleges or to research facilities are embalmed already, and that is exactly what they smell like, embalming fluid or some kind of cleaning fluid. They have to keep it sterile. They have to keep the environment sterile so they can actually do the studies and they can teach other people about the human body. So they can dissect a human body that is a cadaver and not get contract weird diseases. Now there are certain stages with cadavers. They're like if they were recently dead and they are a donator, most times they will harvest the body parts so other people can BRP. Alright, so other people who are needing like a kidney or a heart or a pair of eyes, they can get these. Depending on where the person's at though, and how long they are decomposing and how long they were technically dead. Some of these body parts aren't easily moved, and sometimes your family member is like, no, I want this person to have a proper burial, or sometimes, no, I want to have this person to have all their body parts and to be burned and turned to ash whenever possible, and then it screws over other people who really did need the kidney or really did need the extra body part, and it could have worked out for them. But no, I am a donor. Once I die, anything that they are able to use to save someone else's life, donor. But if anything that has to do with my blood supply, whoever's going to get my blood is probably going to be high as fuck from the high concentration of THC in my blood. Yes, I get it, but wait, I get that. I just meant they're not emotted until they're dead. Oh, embalmed? Well, duh. They're not going to embalm you when you're alive. That would kill you. That would literally kill you. If you got embalmed while you're alive, your cause of death would be embalming. They put embalming fluid in cigarettes. They put a lot of shit with embalming. Because it's a natural seasoning, I guess. A seasoning that makes it decay a lot slower. Bacteria that accelerates the decomposing of a body isn't there because of the embalming fluid. It's like spraying bleach but without the corrosion effects and miscoloration of bleach. My blood brings somebody joy if I die. And they use it to donate. They're like, whoa, man. What's in this blood? God damn it. This person just literally took a dab right before they donated. I would want to get a blood transfusion then. I don't like needles though. Blood, so I'm a O positive, and I keep on getting calls from the Red Cross. But I'm not donating my blood because of a lot of factors. But one of them is because they're only going to give me $10 in an Amazon gift card, and I'm like, no, if I go to this hospital and I donate my blood, I'll get $300. If I go to this hospital, which is a little bit further, I'll get $450. So why are you only paying me $10 for my plasma if this person is dying and needing it? I'm not saying that I'm not gonna help a person, but it just seems fishy to me. Because if a hospital is paying for this, they would not give a $10 Amazon card. I have it recorded, which is funny. How do you know that someone has not done that to anyone ever? I'm not saying that nobody has ever done that, but I'm saying if you get embalmed while you're alive, you will die. It literally coagulates your blood as like a snake venom does, it coagulates it. Instead of a liquid, it turns it into a solidified slushy. Your blood cannot move as a solid. You die. And if anything, it would be somebody who would be injecting it into any part of their body as a poison, and they die within minutes, if not seconds. And once you're dead, you won't care. Pretty much. Yes, that person was hella happy. Should be grateful they got it, lol. Or maybe they already have a high tolerance to it, because they're a weed stoner too. I actually have no idea what type of blood I am. I know that as an O positive, I'm able to give blood to all other A, B, and O positives. AB positive, A positive, and B positive, and O positive. I don't think I can give to any of the negatives. But you don't want to be a negative either, and you don't want to be a negative, because negative can only give to himself. I do believe. Except for AB positive. AB positive can give to A and or B. It's a little confusing. What if there's an O positive cat? I don't know. I'm not a veterinarian. And I'm pretty sure it's illegal to do a blood transfer from a human to an animal. So it would have to be like an under the table kind of thing. I believe it would be animal versus animal to do a blood transfusion. And it would be a lot easier to find another animal with a blood type, because you don't need their consent. You need the owner's consent, but there's going to be animals out there that have the same blood type. So, and I don't think human blood works for animal blood. O is the universal donor, and AB is the universal recipient. Yes, that is correct. I am not a doctor, nor do I want to be one. I've had enough blood and gore in my life. I don't think I could handle it. Mainly because I'd freak out. Not like... I don't know how to explain it. I don't like the sight of blood too much. Recept in it. Lol. And that's what you said. I don't see the difference. Recept in it. Recept in it. Recept on it. Recept in it. What are you talking about? Have you ever seen your heart? Have I ever seen a live heart from a cadaver? Yes. Have I seen my own heart? No. Could I? I probably could. I have a lot of self-harm. You guys can't even see it. You still can't see it. I have scars across my arm. Burn scars. Cigarettes. Cigars. Have you ever heard it? Why are you asking all these questions? You can hear your own heartbeat if you get into a quiet place. You can hear your blood vessels in your eardrum as it beats. Sometimes if you close your ears off like this, by taking this little piece of skin and pushing it into your ear hole, you can hear your heartbeat better. You can feel your heartbeat through here, and you can feel a vague, it's not as trustworthy, but you can feel your heartbeat through your wrist or other person. It's a lot harder to feel your own because you're kind of used to it, so it's better after a jog or, you know, some exercise, get it really pumping. The word is recipient. Recipient. You said recipient. Recipient. I still don't see the difference. I still don't see the difference.
Supposed to be happy, but I'm always getting colder. Wear a smile on my face, and there's a demon inside. There's so much goddamn weight on my shoulders. All I'm trying to do is live my motherfucking life.
Supposed to be happy, but I'm always getting colder. Wear a smile on my face, and there's a demon inside. Oh yo yo, there's a demon inside. Oh yo yo, Jekyll and Hyde. I also stutter my words. I don't know what that's called. Where you merge words and stutter.
There's so much goddamn weight on your shoulders that you can't just live your motherfucking life. The story's getting old and my heart is getting colder. I just wanna be Jekyll, but I'm always fighting high. You got rocks in your head, I can hear them rolling round. You can say that you're above it, but you're always falling down. Is there a method to your
Mic your own heart.
all about the ride? Everyone I know, they got a demon inside.
There's a demon inside. Oh yo yo, just like Jekyll and Hyde. Oh yo yo, all this anger inside. I do believe I have a few ideas of way it could be possible, and that it's already is possible. One way would be an ultrasonic, which I do believe they visualize a picture based off of low frequencies of sound that is sending and receiving. Like usually when girls are pregnant, they use this to see the baby, the way it looks, and that would be one way to hear a heartbeat. I'm pretty sure there's like multiple audios of a heartbeat or somebody's heart out there, a real heartbeat, not someone making a heartbeat out of, I don't know, noises around them. You could do like one of those patches, patch mics, where it's like a sticker, a little sticker that they put on. Sometimes they put it on your brain or whatnot. There could be a mic in there. I would assume it's the same thing as you putting your ear on a stethoscope. Is it a stethoscope or is it stethoscope? I think it's stethoscope. And I'm sleepy. It's time for bed, fam. I'll see you later, bud. Laters. Yeah, stethoscope. So it just amplifies the sound. So it is possible. Completely possible. I don't really find the human body fascinating. I find the mind fascinating. The brain, because it seems like everywhere else on the body, everyone, not everyone, it's pretty well known of what other body parts does. The brain, we don't really know, and it's the thing that controls us and gives us our personality and our soul. It's not our heart, it's not our feet, it's not our kidneys, it's not our digestive tract. It's not somebody else. It's always your brain. and how you perceive it. And everybody perceives life differently because of their senses and what they were given as a blueprint when they were born. A blueprint is literally what nature had to start out with. Be like, okay, we got a human, and what you are today is literally has nothing to do with your blueprint. It's just a start off. And your environment, who you're around, forges and creates who you are today. Causing a great influence on your choices and what happens in your life. I'm going to repeat the song. I like the song. You both snore. You're not going to sound the same.
I think that we're going to do
What?
something we've always done, and that is
Yeah, there's nobody sleeping here. It's literally me. Me. Rick. Morty. Me. Hey, what's up, Stinky? I know that. Does Rick snore? I don't know, to be honest. He's a cartoon. Eventually, I would like to get good at entertainment and get endorsements in. And if I am to be a YouTube entrepreneur, I would just like to broadcast all the time. Do live broadcasts, do little videos. I would just do all kinds of things. I do live in my car. Like Jekyll and Hyde.
So much goddamn weight on your shoulders that you can't just live your motherfucking life. The story's getting old and my heart
Nope,
is getting colder.
not anymore.
I
I lost that a while back.
You got rocks in your head, I can hear them rolling round. Say that you're above it, but you're always falling down. Is there a method to your madness? Is it all about the ride? Everyone I know, they got a demon inside.
Well, this is my home. I do wish it was more, but I'm not complaining because I'm not dead. I'm not being tortured. I'm not retarded. I'm not to the point of disabled where I can't brush my teeth or put on my own clothes. Yeah, but he lives in a house up here. I live in a separate building. Technically, I'm squatting. Here's my motherfucking knife. Oh, yo, yo. Wear a smile on my face, but there's a demon inside. Because I'm not on the lease. I don't have an income. But there's a demon inside. I'd have to come up with $200 to $300 a month. And I hardly even get $194 in SNAP foods, and that's not even cash. You mean relative? My aunt is my relative. My aunt is my relative, but I'm not their son, so I can't be on their lease. And I don't have income, so therefore I can't be on their lease unless I get income. I don't have income. Like Jekyll and Hyde.
My joy
Nope.
in submitting it to the label.
Because then they'll lose their place.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's why I'm hiding. Like, I have stuff hiding my car right now. Because if the landlord were to come by and they would see that people are living on her property without her permission or without proof of income or me putting my information down, I never heard of such a thing. It's a thing. It is not treehouse? What? The house? I'm confused. Their house? They rent it. These are all rent. They're rent to own. I live in Felony Flats, so it's not the best neighborhood. There's a lot of junkies around here and homeless people that squat. So I don't need my amputated uncle and my aunt who has cancer to lose their home because of me, just because I don't have disability and I don't have income or money, or I'm not the healthiest too. I don't need I don't need to be a burden on their part. Rent to own. We still have to get a $30,000 loan from the bank. And even then, we still have to get to a habitable place. They aren't habitable because, what's it called when they put red tape on a house? This place here that I'm living under right now got raided. And so the SWAT team cut the electrical to turn off the power around here. And fucking fly, get the fuck out. So we gotta get power back to this place, and we gotta fix the flooring at this place, and then over here we gotta fix the roof. The roof is caving in. Maintenance. Yeah. Rich? No. We're poor. We're all poor. This is the poor city. There's not a lot of jobs around here. Not for disabled people. Even though they say they don't discriminate for people that have disabilities. No, I'm not saying to fucking make exceptions just to be understanding of my disabilities, because my hiatal hernia, literally, I can get, if I pick up the wrong heavy box and I have my hernia too stressed, or it can cause even more hemorrhaging and internal bleeding, and I can literally bleed out, look fine on the outside until I obviously turn pale. I've had this happen before. I get pale, I pass out, I wake up in the hospital. Or wake up where somebody is taking care of me. Usually, I've been lucky enough where I've been around a friend or a girlfriend at the time I was seeing, and they would help me. But, well, then I guess I'm dead. And that wouldn't be such a bad thing, because I wouldn't be suffering. Death does not scare me, but we would miss you. Yeah. A lot of people say they would miss me, but I don't think the world will stop changing or turning. It would continue. The world doesn't need me. It doesn't need anybody or anything. People get lucky. People have the tools for success. I'm just unfortunate. I don't have all the tools for my success. Your uncle would miss you. Yeah, he's an ex-con. He's seen a lot of family die. He's an ex-heroin addict. And he's seen a lot of family members and friends and strangers die. I've seen people die. I've had a friend who was huffing air duster. You know what you clean your keyboard with? He huffed that and he got an air bubble going right to his heart, and it exploded his heart and he died right in front of us. That that was an interesting day. Death does not scare me, and it doesn't scare my uncle. It's a part of life. People would be sad, but it'd still continue. Why did you not stop him? You can't stop a person based on what they want to do. It's like trying to stop somebody who's going to try and commit suicide. Yeah, you could stop them in the moment, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to try again later. They just learn. And if they are stupid enough to do something like that, then obviously they knew what the repercussions could be. It is sad. But he would have just tried later. You don't want to die, do you? Well, I wouldn't say I don't want to die. I mean, it's not like a striving thing. I like trying to kill myself. I wouldn't say that. It'd be kind of like the same thing as like everybody else on this earth is like, oh, humans are useless. We might as well just have a nuke big enough to destroy every single human on here. It's not that they want to kill themselves, it's just the fact they wanted to get rid of all evil, and humans have known to be all evil. I mean, most of us believe in gods that don't exist. I'm a very scientific kind of guy. There is no God. And the fact that people want to believe in an imaginary friend, okay, they can do that. As long as they're not doing evil things. But like, some people use religion to feel like it's justified to judge other people. And I'm not down with that. I don't think you have to be a good person based on your religion. So I turned atheist, and I'm still a good person. Holy shit. Very, very few people I have found to be legit good souls. And a lot of those people die early because they are legit good people. What happens if you die and find out God is real? That is not going to happen. And if I die, I'm going to be dead. What happens is literally a limbo state. When you fall asleep, your state of your mind, so basically if you go to bed and you have a dream, that is what you are going to see. Your dreams is what you're going to be consciously perceiving in the afterlife. So if you believe that there is going to be a heaven, then there probably is going to be a heaven in your mind. It is literally what your mind perceives it. If you believe in hell and you have a guilty conscience or a lot of regret in your life, you're probably going to go to hell. Or at least in your mind. Your mind more sin meta-constructs the reality that you'll be in. It has no other way of perceiving what death is. It's literally a cycle. We're here for a cycle. Humans are here to help other humans and here to continue other natural cycles. We have the most effect. What is a ghost? A ghost doesn't exist. Scientifically, ghosts don't exist. Humans have a great thing of bringing imagination to life. Like, for example, when they want to invent something or draw something, they can bring it from their mind and put it in reality. Sometimes that even changes because it's not the way that they thought it was going to be from in their head. But if you don't know what there is in your mind and don't care where to go, would it be like nothing? So it's literally, it is your state of mind. So your mind does wander. Your mind has its own conscious of its own natural instincts. We are a type of animal that has instincts. And when you fall asleep and you have dreams, this here is because of DMT, a natural substance that your brain creates every night, or when you're exhausted. When you're extremely exhausted, DMT can create a lot of your delirious and delusions and sounds of when you're tired, because it has to relieve the stress. It has to work it off somehow. So dreams is another way to do it. I believe if it is a really fast death, it literally could be limbo. It could be nothing. You'll just out like that. Maybe you might feel like a phantom pain, like, I don't know, kind of like sleeping in water, but like, or like when when your arms fall asleep or your leg fall asleep, it's going to feel like that. That is what I think is going to happen, and you as a being, your cells that move on, and say like, I don't think it's one cell and I don't think it's one soul. Okay, what we consider a soul is actually a bunch of cells. And I'm not talking about the cells that control your heart. I'm not talking about the cells that control your arm movements or what you perceive, what your eyes perceive, the color, whatnot. No, I'm talking about the cells that make you who you are, that makes choices, the personality of what you're going to most likely do, the probability. Every person is predictable. And every person has a certain set of characteristics. I believe that a brain swap would be also a soul swap. And we know this because we tried this with other body parts before, and they don't always get what the other person had. Like, for example, one person lost their voice, they weren't able to talk at all, and they got a replacement of that muscle from a cadaver, and he does not sound like the cadaver before he died. He does not sound at all like him. And they think it's because of, like, he has more air in his lungs, and because the other guy was a bigger dude who was more fat. Yeah, we can replace a lot of things, but it's the mind that is the soul. where we perceive things like chakras and whatnot, if you're into that kind of stuff, it doesn't exactly matter. You could literally get all your limbs cut off and still be alive. In fact, they could take your head and spine and put you on a machine or an iron lung and keep you alive. There are ways. And as time goes on, we learn a lot about humans. There's no way to know what death is like, however, we can do a lot of experiments, a lot of testing. Like for DMT, when you fall asleep, we know that it leaks in your brain. We know when somebody dies of natural causes, DMT releases in your body. More like a dam that explodes because it releases it all at the same time. That's why for some people going away in their sleep, passing away in their sleep, is actually quite peaceful. They're not going to feel any pain. Their body is literally shutting down bits by bits, and if they die in their sleep, that means they didn't feel any pain. If you did, you'd wake up or be screaming, or, you know, depends on, I guess, the health injury, but like most people that survive without health issues up to their old age and they just die from old age, they pass away peacefully. Lucky or unlucky, but like this earth is not a lucky place to be around. However, we're all stuck on here. I feel like what's it called? Not resurrection, where you die and you turn into something else. I can't think of the word. It starts with an R. But I believe that is a thing. Scientifically, it is possible. As cells do go around. I believe insects have a type of soul, and I believe animals have a type of soul, and humans and very few smart animals possess a larger piece of a soul, but nobody actually possesses a full piece of the soul. So when they die, these cells are able to be copied, reproduced, move around the earth, through dirt, through food, through whatever, and eventually it's going to get into a body of somebody else, which this body is going to use a template and put in, oh hey, this here couple cells, I just got this cell. Now you just have a kid that has a blueprint, but now because you ate that banana had, I don't know, a cell from somebody else that from Jamaica or something, and it just passes on the cell to your kid, and your kid's going to start thinking like that. It's just basically I look like your ex. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. I promise I'm not. But yeah, cells do pass on in several different ways. We know this happens through DNA splicing, and they know that this happens through passing down of DNA genes. Too bad insects can't read. I would love if they could. I want them to stay out of my house. Yeah, you can train bees, I know that much. You can train honeybees to take and pollinate wheat plants. There are people that take canna honey, and you can actually eat it as an edible, and it's like the most healthiest because it has all the antioxidants that honey has, and then it has the health benefits of weed. The only difference is weed is the one making honey. Okay, wait, you better promise not to be my ex, because I will cry. Do you live in a car? Oh, so is your back okay? What? Shh, you are my honey. Honey. What? I do live in my car. I have back problems. How do you know that? Do I know you? Thanks. Some people think I look like PewDiePie. Or a weird version of Tobuscus. I am not trying to copy anyone. I am in love. Oh god. No, just wait until I sing. I'm not the best singer, but sometimes I make myself go, damn. A lot of people like my singing, actually. I am talking about the small brown things with pinchers on them. Earwigs? You're talking about earwigs? Pinchers? I think so. Yeah, they're a type of centipede that has pinchers on their back. There was a video on what that's for, but we don't have that problem here. We do have earwigs, but we have cockroaches that are the size of lighters over here. We have spiders, hobo spiders, we've got snakes. I'm not ignoring you. Does your car... I'm sorry, I'm a bit dyslexic. Does your car go caching? What? I can't read that, it's fucking me up. I am down south. I am in Oregon, so we have a lot of trees, and currently a lot of fires. Oregon's literally on fire. Ka-ching. Through the snow. I live in a 2014 Ford Fiesta, a compact little race car. And I say race car because it is a race car, technically, but I'm not trying to say it's a race car. I kind of am. Okay, I bought it through an agency, and technically because of, if I had a 6-cylinder, it would be an ST, not an SE. I know how buggy it is here. Yeah. Oh wait, you know how buggy it is? Why don't you reach her? I am breaking up with you. I'm not actually in love with cars. I hate cars. How could you do this to me? Wait, what? What the fuck? We're not even dating. You're funny. Yeah. You can make money. You do that. Oh, racing. I thought you meant reaching. Yeah, no. Racing, I would rather not die. I'm not saying that I wouldn't be able to handle racing. I could handle racing, but there's a lot of gangs around here that if you do start making numbers, you're gonna be off. You're gonna die. You're gonna die because somebody else wants to kill you. Because you are making money and not them. I'd have to upgrade from a pistol to a fucking shotgun to make sure I don't get fucked with. Well, I'm tired. Then you go to bed, Dennis. You go to bed. You can make money if you did that. I've read that track twice. Mint out a track. No, I could not. I owe too much money on this car. And if I dented this car or fucking destroyed it, that would be in the opposite direction of what I'm trying to do. What if I'm not human? Maybe I'm from Mars. Well, if that was true, then you wouldn't be saying that you're tired. What if you're not tired? I don't know. I'm not your mom. Do whatever you want. No. Another one. Another one. People from Mars don't sleep. I'm pretty sure that if anyone, anywhere, everywhere, human sleeps. Everybody does. And if not for long, you could do it. People in the army back then used to get a type of opioid that keeps you up for quite a long time and makes it so the body doesn't eat or doesn't need to eat as much. And they would give this to the people of their soldiers so they can endure starving and still be at somewhat a good peak of being a soldier. Everybody dies, but not everybody lives. No, I'm pretty sure if you die, you have to have a life. Just not everybody is expecting the life of what they want. It's like being rich. What do you consider being rich? $1,000 could mean you're rich. $1 million could mean you're rich. $1 billion could mean you're rich. $1 trillion could mean you're rich. Goes on. There are variables here. Everybody dies. Everybody lives. Just not as long as everybody else. You want, right? I can give you rich. I don't know who rich is. I don't need rich. I'm poor, but I like it. I don't really like being poor. I struggle with getting medicine. I smoke weed. That is my choice of medicine. I know that works. I don't have side effects of shakes. I don't have bad eating habits with it. I don't have freakouts. Literally all the side effects that I get from my psych meds don't help me. And weed helps me. You know this guy that is 7.3 billion. Yeah. And I don't think I'll ever be rich. I'd have to do so much stuff that another person would deem as worthy as the amount of money that they would give. So, say like you do some work. Maybe you are moving boxes for this person. You might consider yourself to be, I don't know, $40 an hour. This person might be considering you $20 an hour. I mean, definition of what you think money is worth changes and varies person to person. But usually the people that profit the most is taking money from other people. If you don't feel your best, just do some meditation. Meditation does not help. That is literally like worse than ibuprofen, Tylenol. It is not a mind over matter thing. And I've taken a lot of drugs. I like my acid. I like LSD. I haven't done it in a while because I needed to focus on other things rather than going on adventures in my own mind or hanging out with people and going on adventures with them. I like to educate myself on the natural substances around here. Not all of them are bad. No, what I have found, there are bad people. Bad people give bad drugs. It's like saying a gun kills people. No, it is not a gun. People kill people. There's very few drugs that will not kill you. The gun did do the work. No. Nope. A gun cannot pull its own trigger. Another force has to do it, which is usually a person. Even a misfire, that person had to pick up that gun to drop it for it to misfire. The gun doesn't do anything. It is not a conscious being. There is no soul. There is nothing in the cycle that makes a gun or makes a gun fire. Just like drugs, okay? There are certain drugs out there that are okay to have every once in a while. It's like a birthday cake. You don't eat the entire fucking cake, and you don't have cake every fucking day. Otherwise, you're probably going to get fat, or you're probably going to get diabetes. What do you expect? Fucking flat screen TV? If you're doing drugs that obviously deteriorate the body, heroin, it does not outweigh the euphoric feelings that you'll get from it. It is not worth it. You gotta weigh out the pros and cons here. Not every drug out there is going to help everybody. So you are saying if you had a knife, it was not the knife that did the work. Correct. Because it would be the person. You could kill a person with your bare hands. You can kill a person with fucking ice cube. You can kill a person with a tablespoon of water. Do you think it's water? No. That's fucking ridiculous. It is never the object's issue. There are certain things that are all because of human error. And nobody wants to take responsibility. Oh, no, it wasn't me, it was my gun. No, it was fucking you. It was you killed the person. Don't fucking try and put the blame on an inanimate object because you don't want to take responsibility for taking somebody else's life. Guns are there for protection. Law-abiding citizens are the only ones that need protection, and a criminal that's gonna come into your house and take your shit and probably harm your family, you want that protection. Either intimidation, or if you have to fucking shoot them because they have a weapon or you don't know what they're going to do. Yeah, self-defense, I believe in that. Shoot off an arm. Right. Well, I mean, you could say that the gun Like, you got shot by a gun, but really it's by a person who is holding a gun. Just like drugs, people have choices. Okay, not all drugs out there are good. There are bad people that will give you bad drugs and tell you that they're good. Now, that's purely because they are trying to make profit, or they are trying to kill you, or put you in a state where you're going to be a potato and not say anything. I'm sorry to be a little bit on the controversial side, but this is what I believe in. Gun laws are stupid, right? Because all you're taking away are guns from law-abiding people. I can make a gun. I can literally make a potato gun that will kill people. And it's not even an actual gun. So, for someone to take away protection like that is stupid, because there are still smart people out there. There are smart criminals out there. Not every fucking freak who's a serial killer or a rapist is dumb. No. I don't condone any drugs either. I do, however, tell people to educate themselves on drugs. I do tell people to educate themselves on people around them. What if you set your gun to autofire? Then I guess if I miss the first time, one of those bullets are gonna hit him. It is still a choice. You chose to put it on semi-automatic or auto. It doesn't matter. There are ways to make guns, and there are ways to kill a person. If we were ever to go into a martial law, for whatever reason, guess who can't protect themselves? Us citizens, which our government is supposed to protect. And even our cops that are supposed to protect and serve, no, they'll completely deny it. No, they're not here to protect and serve. They're here to get paid. They don't give a fuck about you guys. They have quotas to fill, and they're not allowed to say they have quotas. And if they don't make these quotas, then they lose their job. If they tell you they have a quota, they lose their job. They don't do that anyway. They have quotas. If they didn't have a quota, then we wouldn't have potentially criminals in jail. At some point, they put innocent people in jail because of these fucking quotas. Some days are worse, some days are better. They still have quotas to fill. Because if they're not making numbers, then they're not doing their job. It'd be like a doctor, okay? If a doctor was doing their job, and we're ignoring the fact the occasional sickness of growing up, getting a cold every now and then, getting the flu, just regular sicknesses. If a doctor is doing their job right, you will rarely ever see them, rather than continuous coming back every fucking month and complaining to them about the same thing. Most are jerks. No, there are a lot of in the closet people that are criminals. And a cop does not have to be a jerk. And he could screw you over without you even knowing. He could let you go and just been like, reported you as a runaway. As you just drive off. It really is all about the person. The person has a choice. And a lot of times that power goes to their head. I don't trust cops either. Me, my uncle, and my aunt are not cop callers. We do not call cops for any situation. Any. Because if we can't handle it, then we shouldn't even be in the situation. But so far, we've been able to handle most situations. When our dog got out, and my uncle was talking to a lady with her dog. Keep in mind, my uncle is an amputee. Our dog got out, and our dog is bulldog, or not a bull, a bull pit, or whatever the fuck it's called, a pit bull, and because he's that type of breed, people are scared, and because of his size, they're even scared or intimidated because of his size. Well, because of her dog freaking out, our dog would have just sniffed and played with that dog, but that dog didn't seem like it was in any kind of playful mood, and so because the girl freaked out and she let go of her dog's leash, it made things so many worse. If she would have kept a hold of her dog, our dog would have been fine, because our dog was tackled by my uncle. My uncle literally tackled our dog, brought him to the ground, and because the girl let go of her dog started scratching and biting at my uncle, and he ended up having to get stitches all over his head. He had 13 stitches across his top of the skull, and then on the back of his skull, and there was so much blood. It was all his blood. None of it was the dog's, none of it was the girl's. It was my uncle's blood, and it was all over our white dog, making it look like our dog was bleeding. No, our dog was not bleeding, perfectly fine, but because of this unsettling situation, we had to neuter our dog, and even though it's a 5th generation pup, we had to stop that family line, because we took care of the 1st generation all the way up to the 5th. And so we kind of had to clip them, but it's better than having to put them down, because the fucking neighbors think that it's going to hurt their dog, or their dogs, or their kids. That's not going to happen at all. It's, how can anyone without a leg? He has a prosthetic. It's a plastic titanium leg that you can take on and off. This guy literally does not like to sit down. He doesn't like crutches. He doesn't like wheelchairs. He loves to work. He loves to go around his house and do housework. He loves mowing the lawn. He loves doing all this. Just because he is missing a leg does not mean he is going to just sit around. And it is literally killing him, because his leg isn't healing because he won't fucking sit down. He won't sit down. Yeah, he has a fake leg. Well, I mean, you kind of need a prosthetic to walk. I mean, he can hop around, but it's easier to walk with a prosthetic. And he's going through this is modern, titanium rod, plastic cup, and a shoe. I would say it's modern for as modern technology has it. He has free medical for life because the doctor messed up and basically just had him have a broken leg for like a week, and he ended up contracting MRSA, and then they're like, well, fuck, we gotta amputate your leg, otherwise the MRSA virus is going to spread through your entire body. So they had to cut off his leg, and in doing so, he brought the doctor to court and got free medical. Actually, he had a choice between $1 million and medical. If he would have chose the $1 million, he would have already ran out of money by now, because his legs. Every time he has to get a new prosthetic leg, it's anywhere from $10,000 to 35 grand. These legs are expensive. It is not cheap to make these titanium prosthetics. And he's having issues having to lay down and sit around and letting his leg heal. I mean, the leg that he has now keeps on rubbing back and forth on his legs, so it causes blisters. And we're concerned because the color of the blisters could mean that he has MRSA again, which means he's going to lose either more of his leg, or if it's gone into his bloodstream, probably going to lose my uncle. That would suck, and I would definitely be in a fucking worse predicament then. He goes every fucking week. Every week. He gets it looked at. You know what they do? Yep. Those are blisters. Literally what I said. Doctors are dumb because they don't live your life. All they do is look at a picture and then they're like, I think I know this before. Oh well, if I'm wrong, they don't care. They get paid for prescriptions. They don't get paid to care. And if you get paid to care, you're not really caring. Santiam doctors are dumb here. They're anti-weed. They are not for the people at all. They force people because we don't have enough jobs down here. All we have is colleges and a lot of hospitals here that are supposed to be high-tech, but nobody knows how to use the tech, or they don't know how to help people out. They try to sort out the people that are faking it, and then they try to sort out the people that really need the help. Well, a lot of them, it's easier to be like, oh, everybody's faking it, or they don't really need it. It's all mental, or it's all this. No. If I was rich, he would have a private practice. Mine is... Well, if he does end up losing more of his leg, then this doctor gets sued for malpractice, just as the last one, because the last one made him lose 25% of his leg. He lost his left leg right underneath his kneecap. So, if this doctor continues to not do anything about his blisters, and it does turn out to be MRSA, then he gets sued for malpractice. And he already has free medical. So if he goes with this and he does end up suing this doctor, he's going to choose the $1 million. Because there's no sense in getting free medical for life twice. You only have one life. And we're not taking advantage of the dumb doctors. We just keep on getting dumb doctors that don't know how to do their job. My doctor told me I had scabies, and I had to stay away from people. No, I don't have scabies. I've had scabies before. It turns your skin very leather-like. It is not. I did not have scabies at the time. What I have is flea bites. I'm allergic to flea bites, and we have 2 dogs here that I'm not usually around. But when I am around them, I get bit, and they swell up a lot more than I would care to admit, but I'm allergic to insect bites. Sometimes, if they're really bad, I have to go to the hospital so they can relieve the pressure in the bites. Often to be confused with spider bites, but the fact that my doctor thought that they were scabies, because he didn't do the proper procedures. There are proper procedures to finding out what you have and what it is and whatnot to be sure. For example, a skin scraping. Holding it underneath a fucking microscope, you could see it. No, scabies you can't see with the naked eye. However, you can see it with a microscope off the skin scraping that you got 10 minutes before. Bam. He didn't do that. He did not do that. So he prescribed me some cream for that, and 2 weeks later, went back to my checkup, and he's like, well, so, how's the scabies? And I'm like, what? No, I don't have scabies. Oh, so it worked? Oh, you mean this medicine that I never even used or opened up? Yeah, no, I didn't use it. All these bites that I have is from fleas. Are you insinuating that I was wrong? I'm saying that you are very fucking wrong, and you were very fucking wrong. These are flea bites. Notice how the previous ones went away, and new ones have shown up because I've been around dogs that are flea bites. Bam, I just self-diagnosed and just did a better job than you. It does not make sense to me. Some doctors are not smart. You need I don't really need a doctor. I already know what is wrong with me, and I know what helps. I've already had professional help to literally give me their second and third opinion, literally to say what I have already discovered. And then I get in debt for things that I already fucking knew. Why? All I need a doctor for is to get my medical card for marijuana, and other than that, I don't need to see a doctor unless I'm severely sick. I don't need to go to a hospital unless I need to be hospitalized. I've never gone to the hospital or been hospitalized while smoking weed. And I've always been hospitalized when I've gone weeks without smoking or ingesting some kind of marijuana. And this is not a withdrawal thing. This is the fact. This is like maintaining my health. This is keeping me from getting worse. So when you take away a person's medicine and it makes them sicker, it is often confused to be withdrawal symptoms. You don't get a physical addiction. You don't get a mental addiction to marijuana. I like not being sick. I hate being nauseous. I hate throwing up. I hate feeling like I have a knife going through my bowel system. I hate feeling like I'm sweating and can't breathe, or I am throwing up blood or shitting blood or shaking from the pain or passing out. I like feeling like a fucking human being. I like feeling okay. I like being able to perceive life the way I think it should be. And I'm perceiving life pretty well right now. And I'm sorry, I get a little opinionated and I don't know. Life's hard. That's for sure. Alex is an alien. Oh boy. Aliens. I believe in aliens. 2 hours. I wonder what time it is. It's 2:50 a.m. Aliens are pretty cool. We're all aliens, technically. I believe there's other life on other planets. Scientifically, the probability of that is very likely. They're just not the way we expected it. I believe that humans can adapt to the environment that they are in. So therefore, if they're on a different planet with different kinds of settings and environments, yeah, they are going to physically adapt and intellectually adapt and look and sound be very different. Why don't they come here and say hi? With as much destruction as humans do, I don't blame them. And I'm pretty sure that they have done that before, but then humans have taken their greed or taken their power to their head and caused some very bad repercussions. And I'm sure a lot of the military government have, like, tried to hide it the best they could. And only very few people either know or took secrets to their grave. And for whatever reason, they are keeping their distance because we are starting to grow in large numbers. And the only way to stop us from growing is to eliminate or to do a population control. If they came here, a lot of the religious people would end up committing suicide because they would rather believe in something fake. The government does do population control, but the more people there is, even if each of these people give $1, there's like what? Almost 8 billion people on this earth. If 8 billion people gave $1, holy shit, you're a billionaire. How do you know God is not an alien? I think you're using the wrong terminology here. I don't think that an alien created us. We just got dropped off here. And this is the planet that we have adapted to, and over time, we have grown as a population. God would not be an alien. I don't believe in God. I believe in aliens. An alien would not have godlike powers. They would just be conceived as godlike because we don't understand it. And until we understand it, we're going to be like, oh, they weren't. They were not God. I am saying, how do you know what people call God is not one? Because God would show certain skills and would show what the Bible says or shows what other religions have said. Instantly curing people, changing things almost instantly. No, I don't think we were smart back then. I think the person that we call Jesus Christ was very misunderstood, and either everybody back then was smoking some LSD weed pot back then, and we're just like, whoa, No, all the gods that we see as animals and what we see as different kinds of beings or demons are literally from people either lying to you or their imagination growing wild and or was conceived because of drugs, of hallucinogens, and they were like, I swear I saw a demon right behind me. No, you didn't see a demon right behind you. You didn't see the god of Ra, you didn't see nothing, but they have to choose to believe in something. Otherwise, you stop believing in something, you're not going to have a very useful human. So, this is why religion got into our life. Churches had way too much power back then. They were willing to tell you anything in the name of God, even though it wasn't. Are you more spiritual than religious? Or just not at all? I'm more scientifical. I am not religious at all. I used to be very spiritual in the sense of magic and even to a natural spiritual level where I believe everybody has a soul. Everybody isn't born bad and isn't born good. Literally, it is all the experiences that you go through, and unless they are mentally unstable, like there are people that are born to think that they're going to kill people, and this is just because their brain is more aggressive. For some reason, their wiring wasn't connected correctly, and what is supposed to be serotonin going to the brain, it is actually a much more aggressive chemical going to that section. And you are not born to hate, you are not born to love either. I've seen siblings slap each other. Do you think they say that's love? Do you think that's evil? No, it's neither. It's sibling fucking shit. They're not going to kill each other, but I wouldn't say that is love, nor would I say that's hate. It's proven in the animal kingdom. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in paranormal. Everything can be easily explained by science. Just because you don't understand it or know why it's doing that does not mean like, oh, it's ghosts. How about you'll figure out where X goes before you're saying, it's actually Z. No, fucking figure out what X is. And that's your answer. It's not fucking Z. It's not zebra. It's not Wile E. Coyote. There is a number that goes there. Even pi, 3.14, ends eventually. It's just a really, really, really long number. Do you guys know how to count infinities? Do you know we can count past infinity? Do you know that we can teach our kids how to count past infinity? Where do you start? Where do you start infinity? What about things that can't be explained by science? What about them? Tell me why I can't do math. Really, all it is adding a 1 to an infinity sign. If they use a symbol, I think it's like a weird looking B for it, and this counts infinities by doing so. So you can have infinity 1 plus infinity 1. That's going to equal 2 infinity. 2 infinity plus 2 infinity, that's 4 infinity. You just counted 4 infinities. I'm talking basic math. That is basic math. There you go. You just learned how to count past infinity. In fact, you can do infinity. Everything can be explained by science. Everything. Just because we don't have the technology to prove or disprove yet does not mean we don't have the answers for science. Sometimes a lot of those answers are right in front of us. Like, there is not one element that will complete a cycle of going back and forth and going back to the same element. Otherwise, if we did with 100% efficiency where there's no energy being lost, then we would have infinite energy. We're thinking about it wrong. It doesn't take one element. It takes more than one. So, mixing in a water base and a high voltage base. Putting high voltage through water splits atoms and it makes it into an explosive. You can make water into an explosive. By splitting the atoms, you get hydrogen. That hydrogen can make more power, but because of we having to put high voltage through water to splice this means that we're putting out more energy to get less energy back, and that usually isn't what we want. Why don't we have a cure for dyslexia or dicholia? I don't know what that second one is, the latter, but cure for dyslexia is not a disease. It is not a virus that goes into one's brain. That's like saying, how come we don't have a cure for Down syndrome? How come we don't have a cure for regrowth of a leg? We just don't have that yet. It's not a disease. Dyslexia is literally a problem with a part of your brain. Either your brain is reading too fast, or sometimes it literally just confuses it. Our brains actually perceive everything upside down. Our eyes perceive everything upside down, and it's our brain's job to flip it upside down and perceive it how we see life as is, right side up. And it is the math version of dyslexia. You mean I would assume it's still dyslexia. It's just reading symbols, and the symbols are being mixed up, oftentimes making it look like other words when you're reading it too fast. Honestly, if you take a breath and you slow down and you pay attention and you read at a extremely slow pace, you will not have an issue with reading. You will not have dyslexia. So if you slow down, you do better. A lot of people that have schizophrenia and have depression or dyslexia or like some problems with their eyes, usually after the first dose of, or a microdose, if they do microdosing of LSD, it does a lot of health benefits. A lot of those things aren't there. You're more loving towards others. You're more aware of the surroundings happening around you. All the colors, yes, are a little bit more vivid, but it helps perceive life in a different way. In some people, it is too different. for me, it just happens to be a way easier way to perceive life. I don't freak out because there are voices in my head that aren't actually there. I don't freak out if I see people following me around. I don't jump to conclusions to thinking like, oh shit, these people are going to kill me or going to do bad things to me. Hey, so I was wondering, you mentioned you don't believe in any part of paranormal. What do you think it could be, then? Our imagination. Half the time. Or just literally not, or people not looking at all the variables, and or when they do look at the variables, they're like, nah, I think it's going to be cooler if it's going to be a ghost. That's literally what they do. I think the people that are super religious and who are really into paranormal are the people that also need mental help. And they said I'm the crazy one. Who knows? Maybe I'm just like missing a sense right now where I can't perceive, I don't know, a plane of ghosts, limbo or whatnot. But that's not my fault if I'm missing that sense. That's like putting an engine together and then, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to put in the carburetor. It could still work without a carburetor, it's just not gonna work the best. You know, I was born this way. As long as I remember, I've always been this way. I've always struggled. I've always been bullied and made fun of for my freakouts or my episodes, as my psychiatrist says. You know, it's when people are saying that you don't need weed to have a quality life, you don't need alcohol to have fun at a party. Well, you don't need shoes to run, but it sure damn helps. It does help. There's no negative effects with marijuana. Nor has my schizophrenia ever peaked while I've been on marijuana. And my doctors would know that if they were allowed to do patient oversee, if they were able to live around you for a certain amount of time and see and study how you behave and what you do and what your daily life is. But they don't, and they only get a 10-15 minute discussion with you, and for a lot of the things that I had gotten looked at, like during my endoscopy and my colonoscopy, they were like, how, like, we know you're here in the hospital, but like all these injuries, like all the internal bleeding, all the severity of my hiatal hernia, I should be in the hospital. I should be living in the hospital. But on the outside, I look fine, unless I'm in a lot of pain. Hey, when I smoke weed, I get my color back. I'm not pale. I'm not sweating. I can talk fine. I don't stutter as much. I don't shake around. I don't pace. I don't look like a fucking junkie or somebody who hasn't had. You would shake too if you were in pain, is what I'm saying. And I've never done heroin, but there are certain drugs out there that do give you a physical addiction. I'm not trying to endorse drugs at all. There are certain drugs that don't help people. I wouldn't be amazed if there are very few people now in the world that don't need certain types of drugs to function properly or to do what they need to do as a human. My uncle, his choice of pain relief is, okay, so I know he has heart pills that he does have to take, and, he's allergic to Tylenol, so, and of course, they're not going to give, an ex-con higher drugs, the higher opioids, because there's still a potential that he's going to relapse or take them all or sell them or whatnot. They don't want that to happen. They want the control over the medication. So his choice in it is not to take as many as the pills, as it also destroys your kidneys. He chooses beer because he can drink a beer, not get drunk. He doesn't drink just one beer, by the way. He drinks like anywhere from 8 beers a day to 20 beers a day. It's amazing how much he drinks and he doesn't get drunk. And he's a super amazing person. And people see him as an alcoholic, or people see me as a pothead. That does not mean we're bad people. No. It's like saying people that choose to wear shoes for jogging are bad people. Why don't they jog with their socks or barefoot? It would make them so much tougher. Their feet or whatnot. No. No. We wear shoes while jogging to make it easier to jog. You don't need shoes to jog though. But sure damn helps. But I try to help out wherever I can, whenever I can. If I have extra money for whatever reason, I give it to them to make up on bills or to buy food. And I do get paid every once in a while through my fans. I have one fan that is named Jamal. He'll give me about anywhere from $60 to $80, and it depends on how much he has, and sometimes he doesn't even tell me that he's sending me money, and he just sends it over, and I'm like, you just sent me money, again. He's like, yeah, dude. You're welcome. I'm like, what? Why? Just 'cause I like you. You're cool. And you're welcome. I'll talk to you later. And it's like, what? There are some amazing people out there. And even if he didn't give me money, he's still an amazing person. The fact that he talks to my other fans in a good way when somebody is not having a good day. I don't do depression too well. I don't like it when people are depressed, and when there are the depressed of like, no, nothing's going to work, nothing, no, why are you even doing this? I don't do that because I don't like guilt factors, and I don't like stubbornness like that. So this is why, like, if you're gonna do anything, then go fucking do it. Just go out of my fucking face, because you don't need to be coming to me and like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Nothing's working. I'm gonna do it. That does not help, and that makes me uncomfortable and makes a lot of other people uncomfortable. I do care. I do care. But if you're not wanting help, or if you're not wanting the right answer, or if you're not wanting what my answer is, or what other people's answers are, and you are, hello, little Walmart, then I can't help you. I can't help you if you don't want to be helped. So, at that point, when you're just like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, at that point, I stop caring. At that point, because, I'm sorry, I feel like there's, like, something else there if you're trying to achieve something at that point. Hey, thanks for the 50 likes and 1,051 fans. Holy shit. That's about how many fans I have on LiveMe. I only recently switched to YouNow. Yeah, YouNow. I keep on forgetting I'm on YouNow. It's also broadcasting to YouTube. Oh well. I need to get 200 fans so I can get to level 10 rookie. I think that's what it is on here. Level 10. Oh, right on. Yeah. I do endorsements, I do sponsorships too. Every once in a while when I do a game, I don't have much fans on that app. Which is weird. I have a lot of fans on that app. I don't have very many fans on this app. It's backwards, I guess. I tried. Well, I haven't dumped any money on there. I'm only a level 8 watcher and a level 25 broadcaster. I'm not well known per se of being famous, but I am well known in the sense of a lot of people know me on that app. And I've actually had a couple people come over here and they were like, "Wait a second, I think I know you." You? Yeah, we've met on another app. I am not new to you. Huh? I know you too. Are you from another app? Or have I met you on this app previously? That happens too. A lot of people change their names, or there's just a lot of people that look alike of other people, just their username, and it's just, I just pretend everybody's new unless I've seen them reoccurring and they're a dedicated fan, or they are well, I don't really have any friends, I just have a lot of fans. I already know, you're stupid. Yeah, but I'm trying to get more endorsements, I'm trying to get more sponsorships. I got this one guy to let me use a mirroring app, which is an overlay. Basically, what you guys are seeing right here, this little picture, or I guess what I'm seeing, I think it's a full screen for you guys, I'm not sure. But the fact that my camera is using the front camera, this here is a mirror overlay. And when you do a gaming broadcast on LiveMe, you don't get to see your face. Well, what if you turned on your camera and had a little square where it did show your face? Well, I found an app that does this, and well, I emailed this guy and in agreement to help him with the app and how to get it to work for Android devices. Or at least for mine, my S6 and S7, I have two phones. I use my S phone for phone needs. Excuse me. But, so I've been helping on him. We're still, like, trying to figure out some kinks of why it's doing some shit, but I feel like we're getting close on it. And he made the app free for me, and every time I start a broadcast, or I don't use Wi-Fi, install 4G. Yeah, I just would like to have my face in the broadcast when I do a gaming one. But it also is a little hard because my phone isn't the best out there, and running PUBG is like laggy. And I know it's not my phone, and I know it's not my data connection, because it is PUBG's performance on the app. Because I have this one other app, yeah, unlimited 4G for a month. I have this other app that allows me to change settings on it, like how much power is going to the app and what resolution you want, what frame rate you want it, and you pick the certain settings on there, it takes away a lot of the lag. And then instead of having 140 milliseconds, I get 60 milliseconds. I get sometimes even 55 milliseconds, which is amazing. So it is not my connection. It is not my 4G. It is their app. And I keep on pointing it out to them. And they're like, we're trying to get the servers to be fixed. It is not the motherfucking servers. It is not your fucking servers. It is the fucking app. What you coded in the app is causing the lag. Did you try putting it down to all low resolution? Is there a fucking lower resolution than low? Or classic? Or fucking soft? Cause if you did, you forgot to fucking put it in PUBG. It is not my connection. No. Cause when I put on the app, and I take the game tuner and do all that without broadcasting, without all this other shit, and I take off some basics, I get pretty good connection. I get green bars. And then every once in a while, I'll get red. No, it's not that, because any other game that requires a constant connection plays so much better. Even on multiplayer. Minecraft. Fucking flawless. What are other multiplayer ones? I have hide.io, which is, you literally have to keep on moving on that, and if there's any lag, you're fucked. Even this is pretty smooth. Pretty damn smooth, yeah. It just does not make sense to me. And the fact that it would probably make it worse with LiveMe, because I know LiveMe fakes a lot of their shit. It fakes traffic. So, I'm pretty sure it's illegal to do this, because Wells Fargo is doing this. Wells Fargo got in trouble for opening up accounts of real people. Not really real people, they're just like saying Bob Ross and, I don't know, the Terminator, or I'm sorry, Bob Ross and Ross Pop, whatever. These are two different people. They would have the transactions, and then Wells Fargo would get the money. LiveMe does this. Yeah. If you go to another LiveMe app, which is called Fluxer, they don't have this. And everybody that is a verified LiveMe user knows that the fake traffic is encoded by LiveMe. LiveMe did this to make more money. So if two bots are doing transactions and they are giving a bot a virtual gift, LiveMe gives this bot a virtual gift, and then this bot gives this virtual gift to this other bot, and back and forth. They are making money off of nothing. Literally pulling it out of their ass. And people who are verified, they do know this is true because it's been there since the beginning of the app. It is not a third party. It is not another greasy fat dude. I'm going to get all the money and do this by coding this and be pretending to be this. No. It is LiveMe who coded it in there. It does help in certain aspects. Like, for example, making it look like you're more popular than you're not. Most of my views on there are spam bots. Are fake bots. The likes, these bots are able to give likes, they are able to comment, even after blocking. So you can block these people, these bots, and they can still, yeah, have a good night. I'll talk to you later, Ninja. But like, they, hey, haters. They do fake a lot of shit, and it's not okay, and nobody is going to go against them unless they have money. because it takes money to take them to court. And you would have to prove so much, which would be pretty easy, but certain ones would just be allegations and connecting the dots. What are you talking about? Talking about how LiveMe fakes their traffic with the bots that they encoded into their developed app from day one, and they do fake transactions to make money. And the only way that they make money off of that is from saying, hey, I got this transaction here. Okay, so this money's been verified. And that doesn't verify that you got a good transaction right there. It is a fake transaction. Even this app is not so innocent. Well, no, of course, if they weren't so shady or sketchy about certain things, they would not make money. They will hold off on partnership and keep making money. They make so much money. If I had a laptop right now, I would copy and paste a lot of the coding of these apps, take the pieces that I like, because there's a lot of broadcasting apps out there. YouTube, Facebook, YouNow, LiveMe, so many more. There is so many more. I take what I like, the fact that there are virtual gifts. I like the fact that connecting to people around the world, okay? Doing 1v1 chats, multi-chats, doing these groups, these clans, these get-togethers, these challenges. I like all that. Now I will rob a bank to get money. That's literally like what LiveMe is doing, but without the robbing of banks. It's just robbing, or basically just faking. They're faking their tax returns, essentially. But it's more like their payroll. It's like how Trump is trying to pardon himself. I get to pardon myself because I am president. What? So does that mean if I'm a cop, I can pardon myself if I do something illegal? I will give you some. If you rob a bank, that would be great. I would not tell anyone. No, I'm kidding. I do not endorse that. I don't know why I am broke as fuck, and I'm not one to ask for money. I live in my car, as you can see. I don't even know what to say. I'm at 26%. But I'm literally just gonna fall asleep here in the seat. If you ever make a streaming app, I'll be a beta tester for you. Well, I would need some testers. Mainly because of a lot of phones have different codings. Mainly Androids, they differ from each other. iPhone, they all have the same coding. That is why it's so easy to hack Apple. No matter what fuck securities they think they can put, they all have the same coding. Androids, they do not have the same codings. That is why it is so much harder to hack Androids. So the people that can hack Androids should be scared of. You're a daily streamer on here? I was sick for a bit, but I am mainly either bi-daily or sort of daily. I come and go. I'm on often on LiveMe, not on YouNow. Hello. But I was trying to see how far I could get on LiveMe. On my max accumulation, I think I'm at 32,000 diamonds right now. Oh, you live in a car too? Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of homeless people next generation. And the only thing to blame is people. The people that left us the garbage here. I'm sorry to say it, but there can't be a few good people to clean up their mess, and then all the rest of the people are just like spoiled brats and then making the mess. That's working backwards. You live in Walmart. Which is funny, I used to work at Walmart. I was a supervisor on truck crew. My boss even had a heart attack. He died. That I've noticed a lot of people die around me. Everybody dies, I guess. Yeah. Cool. Oh my god. I don't know if you're saying cool to him having a heart attack or oh my god. People die. He wasn't the greatest guy ever. He's real butthole. Cool too. Working at yeah. Yeah. I worked at Walmart several years ago. They didn't pay me for a supervisor position, but I was acting in the supervisor position because we didn't have a supervisor anymore, and so, like, when they had a replacement, and they were like, yeah, you didn't get the job, then why the fuck was you training me to do all this? So, like, when my boss had a heart attack, I didn't feel bad. He didn't give me a pay raise. He gave it to somebody else that was continuously asking me what to do. They used you to replace me and you don't know what to do, and you came from another Walmart. You don't know what to do? Why? No, I'm not helping you. Watch what other people do. Learn their strengths. Their weaknesses, what they're good at. Exactly. But he died, so sorry if that seems a little insensitive. Okay, is that a Pokemon tattoo? Yes, it is. It is a Pokemon tattoo. It's an abstract yin-yang. It stops halfway here because the person giving me the tattoo couldn't tell what was blood and what was the red ink. Sponsored by Snapple. I need to... So the way to get sponsorships, I can't wait for people to come to me and be like, hey, we've noticed you have a lot of fans here. Can we pay you for a sponsor? Or we could send you a bunch of things for a sponsor in a video. You gotta actually email them, you gotta talk to them and all that. That is not what I'm looking forward to. But I do have enough fans. I would think 1,000 fans. Yeah, that's a lot of people. That is a fair amount. I do have a YouTube. In fact, currently right now, this is broadcasting to YouTube. I don't post on it like I want to with the videos that I would like to have on YouTube. Hey, thanks for the hand claps. I would like to edit my own videos. I would like to do the game broadcasting. I would like to make funny or I'm sorry, content. Make funny content. I would like to be known and famous and do what I love. I like talking to people. I love taking criticism. I don't really like the insults so much, but you learn when you do a high social kind of job, because YouTube entrepreneuring, yeah, you have to talk to people. Otherwise, who's going to watch your videos? How are you going to get monetized views? Every time I play a song on here, my video gets flagged for copyright because I'm playing music in the background, and they have an automatic system where they sense certain kinds of music and they do a claim against you. And yeah, I was actually in your stream when you were talking about constructive criticism versus an insult. Yeah, probably, most likely. I repeat a lot of the questions I have, mainly because people ask me questions that I just repeat, or I just want to say out. I don't know. I try though. Well, you're the first. Actually, you're not the first, I'm sorry. You're the first today to say it. I do have fans on the other. I did go live yesterday, and of course I've been sick. I've been getting over a lung infection, and so I haven't been able to talk so well. I haven't been able to sing or entertain, really, but the fact that I went live after a week, and then a lot of these people were like, oh my god, we thought you were dead, oh my god, we missed you, I miss your smile, you make me happy, every time I see you on a broadcast, it's just your smile is contagious, or it's just I'm able to affect other people's days without actually being there, and that's the amazing part. Yeah, and I have a few dedicated fans that literally wait for me to go on live. Their notifications, as soon as it pops up on their phone, they're like, fuck, let's go. Let's go see what Wes is up to. And even if they're not able to stay for very long, they just stop by and they're like, hey, what's going on? I just wanted to say hi, share the broadcast, give you a couple likes, comment a couple times, and then they leave, and I'm like, okay. Because they just want to show some support, and because every time you do a broadcast, of course, it needs to restart on the shares, it needs to restart on the likes, it needs to restart on all that. So, like, every time you end a broadcast, you gotta restart it. You gotta restart that broadcast. I don't like restarting, to be honest. But I also, there were so many times that my broadcast actually got high in numbers, and I was like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I guess I can get to this point another time, but it took so long. Like, first time I got 1,000 views, I was like so ecstatic. The first time I got 10,000 views, I was like even more ecstatic. But then every time I go to like a girl's broadcast and I'm like seeing 11,000 views, I'm like, and they were only on there for like an hour compared to my 8 hours. I'm like, it's because I don't have tits. And there's so many freaking desperate guys on there, and oh my god, you get more action on fucking Chatterbait. This is Live Me. This is supposed to be a freaking family app. This girls can easily on that. So every time I see a pretty girl that's like all depressed, and I'm like, fucking go to Live Me and literally broadcast for like 2 hours. No. Nobody likes me. Well, I fucking tried. yeah, people come in and you're sleepy, right? Oh my god, it's just like the worst timing. But right now it's like what, almost 4 in the morning. Whoa, my hair, Jimmy Neutron style. Sucks. I'm out of weed right now, and I'm out of tubes. This here, I know it says $2.50, but it's actually like $2. Whatever. Oh no, it is $2.50. I guess they put that on the box now. That makes sense because it's a penny per one. But like, I don't have any in here. This here is cigarette tubes. It's the outside paper of cigarettes, so I can make cigarettes from tobacco. This is all tobacco. Out of weed. I have no medicine, no money. I don't know when the next time I'm going to get money either. So, it's going to be interesting. This is going to be an interesting hard week for me. Which just means I'm probably not going to broadcast as often as I want, because I have to figure out how to make some money. Because I need to, if Jamal doesn't help me with my phone bill, then I know I need to get $55 for my phone bill so I can continue doing this, or talking to people, or basically just doing business kind of life, you know, talking to my doctor or setting up appointments and whatnot. And then I need food, and then I need, because snaps, just because I get a certain amount every month does not mean that is enough for food. They don't want you to survive on snaps. They don't want you to do that, because then you're dependent on snaps. It's there to get you on your feet. Snaps is not there for you to be comfortable. So they don't give you enough because they want you to be like, oh, okay, I need to get a job. But for me, I don't get a job because I have a lot of health issues that would just make me even worse, and would put me potentially in a hospital or worse, in a hospitalization. But I'm like, screwed it either way, and I'm just like here waiting for my death slowly and just going with the flow. No reason to be negative. I'm not trying to be negative or anything. It's just, what else is there for me to do other than make money? Money is my issue. I got born into a fucking life where money is now a resource, instead of bargaining or switching shit that other people need, or doing work and doing trade for the labor outright. Because we incorporated money into our economy, we are severely underpaying and underestimating what we can do as humans. People can have tons of money. Well, I am living proof that your intelligence, your looks, your personality, all these other factors here you can have, and you won't make it anywhere in life. Even the fact that I have all this proof that I have all these medical issues wrong with me that I did not cause, that I was born with from the fucking start, that my mom should have already had help with, but so many other doctors are like, no, It's not that. No, it can't be that. No, I don't think it's that. They were wrong. They were wrong. They were wrong on numerous accounts. So, like, but they're making money, even though they're wrong. And then until somebody gets the balls to be like, hey, you were wrong, I'm suing you for malpractice. Oh, shit. That there is a variety of people, and I am not the variety or the lucky one to get money. Money does not come easy to me, and we do not have easy ways of getting money either, other than illegal acts. And then I don't even know how to explain it. Like, you have to make somebody else profit for it to not be illegal. Somebody else has to profit from your expense for it to not be illegal. Except for prostitution. I think that's the only thing that's, like, illegal. And it's at your expense. Oh, man. I wouldn't say the safest neighborhood. It's known as Felony Flats. There's a lot of drug addicts and homeless people around me. I'm in my car. I consider it a safe place. I live in my car. It's my home. Until I can get my own place. I mean, right now we're fixing up some, what are they called when they red tape a house? Whatever. But my uncle is hoping to get a $30,000 loan so we can fix up these houses and turn them into renting places and make an income off of that. However, I don't know how well that's going to go over, as he's only wanting family to move in, and we don't have a lot of family around here, and we have a lot of trust issues with people around here. So I don't know, like, we're screwed in one way or another. We are screwed. I like that song. That is a good song too. I like it.
Calling the world from isolation. Right now, that's all where we betray. And you coming back to find me. Better have you end. Shoot the truth. I need you in the pictures while I'm calling you. Only track the left eye. Reset myself and get back on track. I don't want this isolation.
Cookie 639. And you can still see that you're watching, but you haven't said anything. Are you being a lurker? No, I can see you're still here, little Walmart, but I can see that there's somebody else here that isn't talking, and they're just lurking. Cookie 639. They only have 39 fans. Wait, can I see if other people? Yeah, there is a lurker here. It's a real person, though. Maybe they just left their phone on. Nah, it's okay. You're the only one here that seems to be talking to me, so I appreciate the, company. I had an issue saying that because I read your bio, and it says, I am a building, and I was thinking company, and I was like, wait a second, is it still company in this tense? It's still company. I appreciate your company, Walmart. Not really the company Walmart, but you know what I mean. I was able to smoke weed at Walmart. That's why it was so good for me. I was able to still be a supervisor and even be an acting role model while still baked out of my mind, and my boss knew I was baked. You look in my eyes and you would see that they were strained from smoking weed, but I was still the fucking best. I would smoke the right amount of weed, feel no pain, no nausea. Yes, you put me in the cereal aisle, I'm going to be like, this looks so good. And then slowly put it on the shelf, and you're like, I'll be back for you, baby. After work. Shh, 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 shh. No talking. Oh, eat the cereals. I just claim them all out. What happened here? I don't know. Some crazy person came in here, opening up all these boxes and eating them. I can still see like all the Cheerios on the floor. I can see some Cheerios on your face. Damn it. It's because I didn't choose to have milk. The box exploded. You know, there were a couple of them that they would get sent in the box, and they would have a hole in the cereal, or in the cereal bag, and yeah, they just have a little spoon in there. You could just grab it with your hands, start eating it. I would not open up the cereal boxes or cereal bags on purpose. If they were already open, that means it was either a shipping error, or when the bag was being manufactured, it just wasn't manufactured correctly. Sometimes it would be stale, but you know, if you get those tricks cereals, they're good. Sure. I swear. Wesley! Yes. That is my name. See, my lighter's going out. Oh man, damn it! I do help out my fans the best I can. For people that do donate money to me, I'm not trying to like beg for money. I am telling you guys that I do help people out that do donate money. And I'd be most appreciative for $5, $10. Jamal gives me anywhere from $55 to $80. Usually he's the one who helps me for my phone bill. But I do help out other people by doing shout outs. I do make sure they get the credit, and though I wish I could give them more of what they deserve, I do try my best to give them the credit. Jamal. He has some symbols in his name, but he's always in my broadcast, and whenever he's in my broadcast, I make sure to give him a shout out. I make sure to tell all my followers or people that are watching the broadcast to go follow him. He's an amazing dude. He really is. And oh well, honestly, if I hit the #1 spot with 30 viewers, feel free to come to my stream. Alright, am I even following you? I am not. I am now. Yeah. I'm hoping to more get like sponsor deals, you know, like if someone pays like or donates $10, I could be doing like a shout out for a week. I'd say that's a pretty fucking good deal. I'm getting shout outs for a week. As long as I do broadcasts every day, I'd say that's a fair deal. I'm trying to figure out how I can make money doing entertaining without being a scummy, greedy kind of person. And I'm not a greedy person. Yeah, no problem. I'm not a greedy person. In fact, I would give my shirt, and I have given my shirt off my back, to people who have been less fortunate than me. I'm grateful I have a car. I don't own this car, technically, because I have $9,000 in debt that I gotta pay off this car. But most homeless people don't have a roof over their head or solar panels to give them electricity, or, you know, I'm extremely lucky in the fact that I am smart and I've had so many people help me and support me. You can only go so far on help and support. Like, I do try to help myself. I really do. Otherwise, I wouldn't go to my doctor's appointments. I wouldn't take the pills that they say is going to help me. Even if I come back being like, hey, I'm getting side effects here that weren't there before and they're getting hard to deal with. Change my meds or something. Or I just will stop taking it. Oh no, don't stop taking it. We'll change your meds. We'll give you a stronger dose. No, don't give me a fucking stronger dose. If that would make the symptoms worse. A lot of people I question just like, should you be in this job? Should you? Well, yes. No, you should not be. No. If you wanted to be a doctor, I think the diagnosing part you should not be in, because you've been wrong so many fucking times. I'm sorry, I get a little anxious on that. I'm also starting to sober up, so you're gonna notice that I twitch more, and I have tics. I have tics. And I'm not gonna lie to you about what I use my money for. I do use my money on weed. When I don't have weed, I'm going to use whatever money I have over a meal to have weed, because I can't eat if... Hey, Rising. Yeah. Well, I can't eat if I'm not feeling well. In fact, I'll throw up the meal and will have made that meal useless and wasted my money. So, I buy a gram here is $4. So I can make a gram last about 3 days. About 3 days. But I've been in situations where do what you have to do. It's not as easy as that. Like, you do you, that doesn't mean, like, I'm going to get money. That does not mean, because I don't really, I am trying to figure out the words for this situation. It's all based on what other people do that affects my life. Why does it say I have 5 viewers and then I only have 2 viewers? Weird. This one guy on YouNow said he's sad and crying. I asked him what's wrong and he didn't say anything. What do I do? I would need more context with the situation. Kind of like pull a Sherlock Holmes and gather what you can see and what they do. Like, I don't really know how to help them. If, like, they don't want to be helped, you can't help them. And a lot of things could make a person cry. I lack empathy and apathy. I don't have a lot of realism when it comes to people's feelings. I don't know what wrong that then thing. Well, it could be from anywhere from a girl cheated on him or didn't. It literally could be a lot of things that make a person cry. Or it could be on the other side of the spectrum and it could be fake and he's just trying to get views. He's trying to get people's he's trying to exploit people's kindness as a way to get known and a way to get money. It could be. It could not be. It's still a possibility and it wouldn't be too far-fetched. But really there's not enough context to say. There could be another variation of what's actually happening that I don't know. I'm still open-minded to see about why. You know. But you can't help a person that doesn't want to be helped. And he also probably didn't see that you commented. I don't know. Because sometimes I am on here and I play my DS and I'm looking down, or if I'm on my other phone changing music, sometimes I miss comments. Sometimes comments don't get sent and you don't always see what they're saying. I mean, I prefer people be honest. I would prefer a hard truth over an easy lie, because there's no such thing as an easy lie, because once that lie is found out, it's actually a hard lie, because upon that easy, you also have to add that hard. Easy, hard. It just adds so much. He's still alive. find my hand sanitizer. Uh-huh. So I'm out of fuel with this. So what I like to do add sanitizer. This is literally what I do. Boy, be careful. You don't know me. I light myself on fire. You can literally put your hand sanitizer on you and light it on fire and not burn. Someone probably broke his heart. I don't know. Or maybe he lost a relative. No. That is not how you refill a lighter. Do not do it this way. I just know that hand sanitizer is flammable because of the ethanol alcohol, and I know that there's 70% in there, so the rest of it is liquid based. And because flame does come out at the top here, it's not going to light anymore because I'm out of fuel in here. There's no fuel in here. So if I put a drop of it, hand sanitizer, the flint still works. Obviously, it's going to catch it on fire long enough. I'm not dripping hand sanitizer in here, so I'm not inhaling hand sanitizer. It's just burning it with the fumes that is coming off of it. Oh, maybe he got word from the doctor that that's understandable. My aunt just found out that she has cancer again because she thought her cancer was eradicated. And most likely they're going to put her on chemo again. I've never seen my aunt cry so much. Seeing that my uncle, who's an amputee, hug her and he's like about to cry, and this guy never cries, and his wife is literally dying from a growth growing in her bladder. She's scared, we're all scared. I don't want to lose my aunt, but like, what can I do? I don't have money to get her a good doctor. No one has money. So we have to go so fucking far to get an affordable doctor that does have the expertise. Yeah. It sucks when you know that your family is dying and the other half of your family just totally doesn't want anything to do with you, totally disowns you. So like, and I don't have a good job. I don't have a well-paying job. I'm trying to get my disability because of my internal issues. I'm not 90% disabled, okay? I'm not retarded kind of disabled. I'm not missing limbs of what you would consider disabled. I just have a lot of internal issues. I have pain. I I get sick from just eating food. It's like having an allergic reaction to everything, except it's just my body digesting it in the most painful manner. There's nothing people can do. There's nothing I can do. There's only things to ease pain, and there's only ways to maintain your health. There is no cure to everything. Cancer, I'm pretty sure that cancer only exists because it's a duplication of cells. And the reason why this hasn't been eradicated is because there is the potential of super healing. You know, there are going to be people that are not able to get cancer. They just don't have the DNA genes. They haven't been in the environment to get the cure. Or they are basically the cure. Now, they make way too much money on people dying and people needing healthcare because of cancer. There's a greed factor here. Not only that, but if we get to an evolution state of where people adapt with certain kinds of cancer, and say like this doesn't turn into a negative kind of cancer, but more into like, oh my fuck, you can heal faster. You know, our pancreas, if it gets, or maybe it's our liver. It's one of the two. It's our pancreas or it's our liver. That you can take about 75% of it and it will grow back to 100% just the same. You're allergic to almonds. I'm lactose intolerant, and I know I am severely. But I still like having ice cream every once in a while. I'll still eat some cheese every once in a while. I can't not have dairy products. I gotta pee, so I'm not going to be gone for very long. I'm literally going to go walk out my car, pee on the sidewalk, come back. After I take this, because I need to see where I'm peeing at. Yeah. It was really nice talking to you too. I don't really know how you would want to contact me. There's not really a DMing way on here. I don't think there is.
Worn out
passes. No expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to tell. When people run in circles, it's a very, very children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday. Feel the way that every child should. Sit down and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello, teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me,
Look right through me. Funny.
find it kinda sad. Dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to tell. People run in circles, it's a very, very
When the world gets too heavy, put it on my back. I'll be your levee, you are taking me apart like bad glue on a get well card. It was always you falling for me, now there's always time calling for me. I'm the light blinking at the end of the road. Blink back to let me know. I'm a fly that's trapped in the web. I'm thinking that my spider's dead. Lonely, lonely little life. I could kid myself thinking that I'm fine. Ways you falling for me, now there's always time calling for me. I'm the light blinking at the end of the road. Blink back to let me know that I'm skin and bones, just a rain. Oh, whoops. I suppose you could call me a slob. Around with a job, still he's married to seaman well. Seaman well, that's crazy and hazy. Maybe you're my baby, but lately you're shady. It doesn't faze me. In the house all day, just to think about all day away. But when you Dreaming, I was only dreaming of another place and time where my family's from. Singing, I can hear them singing. When the rain has washed away all these scattered dreams, dying, everyone's reminded. Hearts are washed away in... Ah, fuck. There's no more laughter. I wanna be a billionaire so fucking bad. Buy all the things I never had. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazines, smiling next to Oprah and the Queen. Oh, every time I close my eyes, I see my name in shining lights. Yeah, a different city every night. Alright, I swear the world better prepare for when I'm a billionaire. Hey, Anastasia. Welcome to my broadcast. Let me sing you guys a song. Better one. That me and my band had wrote. We're called Labeled by Society. I'll sing you two ones, I guess. I also like doing covers. FYI. You can find us on SoundCloud. Let me tell you about a man I know who went insane. Went around the block one time and wound up lost his brain. Now you could say he's mentally ill. All I can tell you is I know he's not well. Now he sleeps there perfectly still. Lives in a reality where real isn't real. And while he lays there in that bed, oh no, he's not dead, oh he's alive in his head. And now he's not who he used to be. Lives in a different reality. And now he's lost all his memories. And now he's not who he used to be. He's a man. He's a man. He's the man in the empty house. Let me ask you a question, sir. Which of these two options would you prefer? To send him deeper down the rabbit hole, or let him go free, or just do as you're told? Now he's not who he used to be. Lives in a different reality. And now he's lost all his memories. Now he's not who he used to be. He's the man. He's the man. He's the man, the empty house in the house. Laundry day, see you there, under things tumbling. Wanna say, love your hair, here I go, mumbling. With my freeze ray I will stop the world. With my freeze ray I will find the time to find the words to tell you how you make me feel. What's the phrase? Like a fool, kinda sick, special needs. Anyways, with my freeze ray I will stop the pain. It's not a death ray or an ice beam, that's all Johnny's know. I just think you need time to know that I'm the guy to make it real. The feelings you don't dare to feel, I'll bend the world to our will, and we'll make time stand still. I practice singing, guys. That's the plan, rule the world, you and me, any day. Love your hair.
What?
No, I love the air. Anyway, with my freeze ray I will stop. Any dolt with half a brain can see the humankind has gone insane, to the point where I don't know if I'll upset the status quo if I throw poison in the water main. Listen close to everybody's heart and hear that breaking sound. Hopes and dreams are shattering apart and crashing to the ground. I cannot believe my eyes, how the world's filled with filth and lies. But it's plain to see evil inside of me is on the rise. Ow. Penny's part. Look around, we're living with the lost and found. Just when you feel you've almost drowned, you feel yourself on solid ground, and you believe there's good in everybody's heart. Keep it safe and sound. With hope, you can do your part to turn a life around. I cannot believe my eyes. Is the world finally growing wise? 'Cause it seems to me some kind of harmony is on the rise. Duet. Anyone with half a brain could spend their whole life howling in pain, 'cause the dark is everywhere and Penny doesn't seem to care that soon the dark in me is all that will remain. Listen close to everybody's heart and hear that breaking sound. Hopes and dreams are shattering apart and crashing to the ground. I cannot believe my eyes, how the world's filled with filth and lies. but it's plain to see evil inside of me is on the rise. I'm gonna try this because I can.
Don't let HPV speak for you. Get versed and vocal.
I've never done this type of music, by the way. Put your head on my shoulders, hold me in your arms, baby. Squeeze me oh so tight, show me that you love me too. Put your lips next to mine, won't you kiss me once, baby? Just a kiss goodnight, maybe. You and will I fall in love? People say that love's a game. This is the first time I actually heard it the entire way. If there's a way, I need to listen to this first. Put your head on my shoulders, whisper in my ear, baby. Words I want to hear, tell me that you love me too. Put your head on my shoulder, whisper in my ear, baby. Words I want to hear, baby. Put your head on my shoulder. Fucking A, this is why I need to hear it, because he said my. Guns for Hands by 21 Pilots. Hopefully soon. Whatever. Hey Jeremy, welcome. I know what you think in the morning when the sun shines on the ground and shows what you have done. It shows where your mind is gone, and you swear to your parents that it'll never happen again. I know what that means. I know that you all have guns, and you never put the safety on, and you all have plans to take it, don't take it, take it. I'm trying to sleep. I'm trying to sleep. But I can't when you all have guns for hands, yeah. I'm trying to sleep. I'm trying to sleep. But I can't when you all have guns for hands, yeah. Let's take a second at a time. Let's take this song, this one. I messed that up. Let me restart that. I literally messed that up. Damn it. Excuse me. But I can't when you all have guns for hands, yeah. Let's take the second at a time. Let's take this one song, this one rhyme together. Let's breathe together to the beat. But there's hope out the window, so that's where we'll go. Let's go outside and all join hands. But until then, you'll never understand that you all have guns, and you never put the safety on, and you all have plans to take it. Don't take it, take it. Yes, it is. I'm trying to get more of my voice in range of other people's, doing covers. It's kind of working. I could be in love if you wore that dress every day, with your hair just so and your eyes are gray. You make a beautiful bird online, a beautiful bride of Frankenstein, a beautiful drop of iodine. If you're mine, if you're mine, if you're mine, I could be in love if the sun came out every day, set the sky on fire and the city gray. I'd be there at a drop of a dime. If you're mine, if you're mine, if you're mine, if you're mine, to tear the altar down of all that lost to romance. If you're mine, to risk my dignity, if only to give love a chance. If you were mine, I'd have the world, I'd have the world. If you were mine, and I could be in love if the siren sang every day. You draw me closer to destiny. Give us this moment to shine. Well, me and my bride of Frankenstein, a beautiful bird aligned. If you're mine, if you're mine, if you're mine, would you be mine? Would you be mine? If you're mine, to tear the altar down of all that lost to romance. If you're mine, to risk my dignity, if only to give love a chance. If you were mine, I'd have the world, I'd have the world. If you were mine, if you were mine, I'd have the world, I'd have the world. If you were mine. I'm seeing Roach, or Papa Roach here soon. Oh, if you were mine. I can actually hit that note better. I can hit it better. Fuck. I need more practice. I hate this part. It's too repetitive for me. If you were mine, I'd have the world. I'd have the world. If you were mine. If you were mine. If you were mine, I'd have the world. I'd have the world. If you were mine. If you were mine. If you're mine, to tear the altar down of all that lost to romance. If you're mine, to risk my dignity, if only to give love a chance. If you were mine, I'd have the world, I'd have the world. If you were mine, if you were mine, I'd have the world, I'd have the world. If you were mine, if you were mine, I'd have the world. If you were mine, I'd have the world. world. If you were mine, I'd have the world. I'd have the world if you were mine. Yeah. Well, I'm not a vampire, but I feel like one. Sometimes I sleep all day because I hate the sunlight. My hands are always shaking, my body's always aching, and the dark is when I feed. Well, I can lure any woman that I want to in my bed with me. She held the world upon a string, but she didn't ever hold me. Spun the stars on her fingernails, but it never made her happy, 'cause she couldn't ever have me. She said she won the world at a carnival, but she could never win me, 'cause she couldn't ever catch me. I know why. Because when I look at her eyes, I just see the sky. When I look at her eyes, well, I just see the sky. Don't love you, I'm just passing the time. You could love me if I knew how to lie, but who could love me? I am out of my mind, throwing a line out to sea if I can catch a dream. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave. I'm probably gonna enjoy my time, as it's almost 5 in the morning. Never chase these trails, they all derail. Phony, false, and frail. An empty ocean, lost our way with no direction home. Golden needles, names we take in vain, find it harder to remain. Nothing sacred, still waiting on that explanation.